The shocking twist nobody saw coming. Boston enters the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, threatening to demolish Dallas's rebuilding blueprint. The Dallas Mavericks' carefully orchestrated plan to extract maximum value from their disastrous Anthony Davis acquisition just hit a devastating roadblock. And it's not just Atlanta playing hardball with Zachary Reisacher. Multiple league sources confirm the Boston Celtics have emerged as a legitimate dark horse contender for Davis, threatening to ignite a bidding war that could leave Dallas empty-handed or force them into accepting an inferior Hawks package without their coveted centerpiece. According to recent reports from The Athletic's Sam Vecenie, executives across the league believe Davis could swing the title race if dealt to the right Eastern Conference destination. Boston sits squarely in that conversation, alongside Atlanta, Detroit, and Toronto. But here's the gut punch for Dallas. The Celtics possess both the assets and the desperation to blow Atlanta's offer out of the water, potentially without including a single young prospect Dallas actually wants. Sam Amek's bombshell report that Atlanta is pushing back hard on including Reisacher in any Davis package wasn't just posturing, it was calculated warfare. The Hawks know they're not alone in this hunt anymore. With Boston lurking and the Warriors contemplating their own pursuit, Atlanta can afford to protect their 2024 #1 overall pick while still landing Davis. This is the nightmare scenario for Dallas GM candidate and Cooper Flagg's timeline, watching their best asset depreciate while multiple suitors play chicken. Reisacher has been abysmal since trade rumors surfaced. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging just 8.0 points and 8 rebounds while shooting a pitiful 41.7%, with his role in Quinn Snyder's rotation actively shrinking. The Boston Celtics are hemorrhaging credibility in real time, and a recently proposed 3-team trade involving Nick Richards reveals the depths of their desperation. According to multiple league sources, Boston has explored shipping Anthony Simons' toxic $27.7 million expiring contract to Utah, acquiring Phoenix's Nick Richards and Kyle Anderson in return, while simultaneously attempting to duck under the luxury tax threshold. The trade framework, originally pitched by Jack Simone of Hardwood Houdini, would send Simons and Chris Boucher to Utah alongside 2 second-round picks, while Boston receives Anderson, $9.1 million in 2025-26, non-guaranteed for 2026-27, and Richards, $5 million expiring. The Celtics acquired Simons from Portland in exchange for Drew Holiday, a pivotal member of their 2024 championship core, and immediately began shopping him. Brooklyn explored multiple frameworks involving Simons this summer before talks collapsed. Milwaukee registered interest but wouldn't bite. The Nets possess $15 million in cap space and could theoretically absorb Simons without sending salary back, yet they're not eager to spend that space on Simons or help the Celtics. Boston would need to attach a 2026 first-round pick just to convince Brooklyn to take Holiday's replacement off their hand. If Richards is fool's gold, Kyle Anderson is organizational dead weight with a fancy resume. The 32-year-old forward has appeared in just 9 games for Utah this season, averaging 6.7 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 1.4 assists in 17.9 minutes. According to Blue Man Hoops analysis, Utah clearly doesn't have much on-court use for Anderson on their roster, having prioritized development of 5th overall pick Ace Bailey and other young players. He's a trade candidate precisely because the rebuilding Jazz don't want him clogging minutes. This trade exists for one reason. Boston's ownership is unwilling to pay the luxury tax during Jayson Tatum's Achilles recovery year. According to Jake Fisher's reporting for Yahoo Sports, sources with knowledge of the Celtics' thinking say Boston could elect to keep Simon, as they're willing to pay some level of luxury tax this season after offloading Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. But that contradicts everything Boston has done. This is what organizational desperation looks like in 2025. 3 teams circling each other, knowing the trade makes marginal sense for everyone but perfect sense for nobody, executing it anyway because the alternative, doing nothing, feels worse. The Greek Freak's post-Wizards comments weren't frustration. They were a trade demand disguised as disappointment, and the Celtics are circling Giannis Antetokounmpo just told Milwaukee exactly what they didn't want to hear. And the Boston Celtics heard it loud and clear. Following Wednesday's catastrophic 114-113 loss to the rebuilding Washington Wizards, a team that now holds a 2-1 season series edge over Milwaukee, the two-time MVP dropped a statement that wasn't just disappointment. It was a thinly veiled ultimatum wrapped in diplomatic language. The Bucks are imploding. Giannis's patience is evaporating, and Boston suddenly has the clearest path to constructing the most terrifying Big Three since LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. Shams Charania reports that Antetokounmpo is working closely with his agent, Alex Saratse, to navigate the 30-year-old's uncertain future, with talks expected to include the possibility of a split. But it was Giannis's post-game comments that truly revealed Milwaukee's death spiral. After dropping 33 points and 15 rebounds in just 28 minutes, becoming just the 11th player in NBA history to record 80 or more games of 30 points and 15+ rebounds, Antetokounmpo unleashed his frustration in a way that should terrify Bucks ownership. Sometimes it's just hard when maybe some people are trying to do the right thing and other people are not trying to do the plays. It might be discouraging at times, Giannis said via The Athletic's Eric Nehm. I've been a part of a team, the really good team, that 2, 3, 4 guys try to do the right thing. And they do it, I think, and they pull everybody else. And I've been on teams that 2, 3 guys try to do the right thing, and 3, 4 guys not trying to do the right thing, and it pulls the team to the wrong direction. Make us or break us. That's not the language of a franchise player committed to grinding through adversity. That's the language of a superstar putting his team on notice. What if the most uncomfortable trade of LeBron James's career is already being discussed behind closed doors? Because the idea of Dillon Brooks wearing a Lakers jersey is not just awkward, it is explosive. And when you pull the thread a little harder, the Boston Celtics suddenly appear as a silent but dangerous variable in this entire equation. LeBron is living season 23, at 41 years old, chasing relevance, legacy, and one last real shot at a title. The Lakers know the clock is screaming. That urgency explains why Brooks even enters the conversation. He's not a star. He is a disruptor, a defensive agitator who made a career out of challenging ego, including LeBron. Their rivalry did not fade with Memphis. It followed Brooks through Houston and now Phoenix. Every matchup still crackles with tension. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Brooks fits what Los Angeles lacks: a relentless perimeter defender, second-team all-defense on his resume, a wing who willingly guards the best scorer on the floor, and despite the reputation, a career three-point shooter above 35% on real volume. Not elite spacing, but enough to punish teams that ignore him. The Lakers are desperate for that profile. But here is where things get darker. Bringing Brooks into the locker room is not just a basketball decision. It is a power test. Does LeBron still control the culture? Or does the front office risk fracturing the room to chase defense? And if that gamble goes wrong, the ripple effects hit the entire league. Enter Boston. The Celtics are watching this closely. Why? Because any Lakers move involving future first-round picks in 2031 or 2032 changes the market. Boston already operates from a position of strength, with elite wings, defensive versatility, and long-term control of assets. If the Lakers overpay for Brooks, they weaken future flexibility, while Boston keeps its war chest intact.